This is a second chance for everybody. This will change the world the way the computer changed the world. And it will change the structure of contract law. It will change the structure of money. It will change the structure on how we grow food. I would say this is something great that American innovation has done. And there's something good happening in the U.S. A lot of people just don't know about. But this is one of the most positive things.
Welcome to Decentralized TV. Folks, I'm Mike Adams. I'm joined in studio today by James Martinez here, and we have Todd Pittner joining us remotely. So it's three of us together to talk about the future of energy and civilization. It's going to be an amazing show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Todd. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, Mike.
All good?
Really excited about our guests.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, did a lot of research, and man, just have so much content to go over. Crazy.
This is not going to be a boring show, I guarantee you. So welcome, James. It's great to have you in studio. We've been talking for years. You've never seen this studio before, so again, welcome to the studio. Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks. I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for having me, really.
Awesome to have you here, James. So we've been talking for many years about low energy nuclear reactions, LENR. Used to be called cold fusion. Used to be mocked as impossible. Not any longer. Things have changed. And now we have a war in the Middle East with the Strait of Hormuz closed now for almost 12 weeks. It's going on that. And the world is about to suffer massively because of this chokehold on energy. And yet the solutions, at least one solution, is readily available because of the laws of physics and nature. And that's what you've been advocating for many years. Does that sound like about right where we could start?
Perfect. So I wanted to tell you, and I came here, and I'm glad I came in studio because of my participation on this network changed things a lot. So last time I talked to you about the subject matter here, I've done hundreds, maybe thousands of interviews having to do with the subject matter since 1989. Yeah. For a specific reason, because of where we're arriving now. But so when we did that interview a long time ago, I don't know how long ago it was, over a year, things changed financially for the company. And because of that interview, I didn't know about it, I was told later, because of that interview, the entire company's financial status changed because of investment that came in from some very important people that have history in this country, in the financial world.
So that investors then, for the first time, began to realize that this is real?
Yes.
Wow.
So because of, I don't recall what I said that was so specific that made the bridge for people and they understood what was going on. But I guess it was the timing. And because of that, big investment capital came in because of that appearance.
And that's what was needed to do the build out and the pilot programs.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So after that, I don't know how long it was after, I got a phone call. And I was told it was because of this appearance that I did on your network that did that.
Wow.
So that is great. Now, what happened after that? That's really what's the amazing part, which is continued. And because of the acceleration of investment capital, the ideas and the vision is now coming down the home stretch to a point now where the conversations that I've had a long time ago to prepare for what's going to happen when this thing comes out. It's more about the effects rather than the science.
Right. It will change the entire dynamic of geopolitics and finance and debt and liquidity, everything. Absolutely.
So this is decentralized TV, which is what I'm all about.
I know, that's perfect.
I've spoken about it for a long time, and I've discussed the media ecological effects of what this is going to do, not just sociopolitically and economically, but cognitively, because for the past really 10 years, I get into situations where I have to deal with money people all the time, and investors and other scientists. And
that's when everybody loses their minds.
That's when they lose their mind.
Yeah.
But I've had to learn how to weave through that and get them to suspend their ideas of what they heard or what they know, and just imagine what a situation would be if you have a device like this that would heat your home or be a small power station or something like that, what the effects would be to our behavior, how we deal with each other in business, competition in business, cost in business, all these other things, and just have a discussion about what that could be, just hypothetically, before it even comes out.
But can we back up for a second?
Sure.
And Todd, I know you're part of this show too. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I want James to give us some background, to bring our audience up to speed on a couple of things. So number one, you're not an owner of this company that you're talking about.
No.
You're not an employee of this.
Not an employee. I've
what do you call
been
yourself?
a spokesperson for the industry, and the company for a very long time.
Okay, you're an advocate of this.
I'm an advocate. I'm probably the most well-known advocate for it that's not a scientist.
Right.
I strictly go into effects of science.
Yeah.
And because of what this is and the change that it will induce to culture, I've done one thing which no technological groups generally do, because they just put out technology. They don't ask you about it. They don't tell you anything. They just put it out. Like I think
we've seen that with the AI industry
and the phones.
They just steamroll the country with data centers, and they don't tell you anything.
Yeah, then nobody called you when the iPhones were coming out and
Right.
said, this is what the effects are going to be.
Right.
That discussion never took place.
Right.
I'm always advocated that the conversations of effects should take place before the tech comes out.
Clearly.
In a very, very well thought out in different cultural positions, places, and getting into that conversation.
Okay, but one more thing, and then I want to bring in Todd on this. But this technology, it's going to make lots of friends and a few enemies.
Yep.
Enemies that are very powerful.
Yep.
The oil industry, for example. Now, here's what's changed since we spoke last time.
Yep.
And one of these announcements just happened Monday of this week. The Chinese company Gotion just announced a brand new battery tech. I don't know, Todd, if you've seen this. Brand new battery technology based on sodium-ion batteries with an energy density of 261 watt-hours per kilogram, supporting 20,000 charge-discharge cycles, which is basically a lifetime. Okay? Now, combined with low-energy nuclear reactions, every person could buy an EV one time, and it could be recharged for life at ridiculously low cost.
Yes.
Like a fraction of what oil would cost, gasoline, diesel, or even a fraction of grid power. So we're talking about a radical transformation here of the world, even industry, even shipping, international shipping. You would have a ship it's powered by electricity, and you would have cold fusion devices on the ship just generating the power as it's sailing across the ocean. You don't need bunker fuel.
Correct.
Is all that correct?
Yes. So because of that scenario you just mentioned and this new conflict that's affecting the energy all over the world, for the first time ever since I've been involved talking about this, has there been a change in attitude at the DOE, with the military, with investors, everything. Now, when you mentioned oil companies, those people have already showed up at the door.
Really?
Yes. And I know I didn't get permission to say who their names are, but very wealthy, old money oil people.
Well, they would be smart.
Yeah.
To do that.
Well, the thing is everybody got in these conversations like, oh, this is going to come out and the oil industry is over. No, it's going to take a long time.
That's true.
It's the piece by piece. Most people that are in that position today, by the time they're old or done or not even here, then you'll see the effects happening for their children perhaps. But if it came out tomorrow, it would not kill the stock market or anything like that.
No, and it doesn't replace like nitrogen fertilizers from natural gas. It doesn't replace polyethylene from hydrocarbons.
Yeah.
There are many other uses of all of this.
Yes.
But before you continue, let me bring in Todd. Todd is being so polite. He's just listening. But Todd, give us your thoughts so far before we continue.
Yeah, I just have one question, James. What is this thing? So we've been referring to it at the beginning, and we have an audience who may not be in the know of what this thing is. Could you unpack that for us, please?
Thank you, Todd. Good question.
Okay. Over the years, the question has always been, what are we going to make that we can insert into a logical vertical in the business world that reduces costs, gives people what they need, et cetera, et cetera. So the conclusion after years and years of design and determining how things were going to work in the business world, Berlin decided they were going to put out a boiler unit, okay, that would be a heating unit. Very not scary. We're not generating electricity and da-da-da.
Just generating heat.
Generating heat. So
no, we know how to convert heat to electricity, but we can get Stirling engines and stuff. You know, we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then because of what happened
Yeah.
and what's going on in culture and the world and the energy business, the tune changed dramatically. And people showed up at the door with basically, to the general person, will be unlimited funding. I mean, I've talked to people that are at the door with unlimited funding, and the whole conversation about what should be and how it should be and da-da-da is completely changed for the first time that I've ever seen, ever.
Okay, but back to Todd's question, though.
Yeah. It'll be a boiler thing to heat water.
Okay.
That would be in the industrial space, but it could be for home use because investors and people want to see to it that you get one, not just big industry.
Right.
This is supposed to be for everybody. And everybody that's involved in the company, they know that, investors know that, as a practical use for us on the ground. Now, because of all the stuff that's happened, generating electricity, everybody was told, don't say that ever, because then we're going to get into trouble because of the electricity. That's not true either now.
Really? I mean, because there's not enough electricity in our country for the data centers and for the residents and for the EV. Yeah, exactly. So this must have changed everything.
Changed everything because previously we and people in the LENR space weren't allowed to talk about and were discouraged from even generating electricity. No, let's do heat. We'll go out and be nice and quiet about it and get out into society and everybody will leave us alone. And then all of a sudden, because of this, a need for more electricity, big money shows up and says, well, we don't need the heater thing. You can do that too, but we want electricity. We want it now.
Yeah, they want it for the data centers, I would imagine. Yeah.
All sorts of things. But yes, the answer is yes. So we still have to create heat to do that.
Right.
Now, the engineering and all of the schematics that it takes to do that, people have got to understand for companies like this or any new innovation like this, when investors come in, people have budgets and they think perceptually between this position and they don't go outside of it.
Right.
There are limitations of money, limitations of what we can do practically. We've got to show our investors that we're advancing. So they've always been on a very short budgetary situation. That's different now.
Okay.
That's totally different. And the people that are coming to the door are saying, we want electricity and we're willing to cut this amounts. And there are a lot, hundreds of millions. I've already been in those conversations with people, and it's not out of reach at all. In fact, those conversations are happening now for the first time.
But let me interrupt. I mean, we still have to answer Todd's question, but I think the best answer is if this LENR tech produces heat and boils water.
Yeah.
You said a boiler. That's great. I heat my house with a boiler, but I burn wood to do it.
Yep.
Then of course we can create steam, and there are lots of steam turbines that are very mature. We know how to convert steam because the expansion factor of steam is like 400 to 1 or something versus the water. I don't remember the exact number. So then you can drive a steam turbine, and guess what? Boom! Now you have a generator. Mm-hmm. Now you do copper coils, whatever. You've got AC current going, and then you can just pipe that into whatever you need.
Yeah.
So is that where this is going? Steam turbines, or is it some other conversion mechanism?
There's one of the best minds in conversion and all that is a gentleman that's just been put, I think he's the executive chairman now. His name is Greg Knight. He's just come on the scene. There was a big press release that went out about a week ago announcing that.
I didn't see that one.
I'll get that to you. And they're configuring all of that now. I mean, things change when you're given free will to, okay, now we can open up and actually really do what we want. That wasn't there before. So that changes the plans dramatically, because I've had to go in and sort of determine and ask from everybody, the financial people, the engineers, and the CEO, where are we going now? Are we still going down the boiler thing, or are we going to design something completely, totally different? So that's where it's at as far as I know it today. That's what's going on. That was never happening before. And all of that occurred because of this broadcast.
No kidding.
Yes.
Hey, Todd, we're having an impact.
Yes.
What do you know?
Yeah. Forget me for being forgetful, but I'm rewinding and I'm like, wait a minute. We interviewed James.
It's like episode 2 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. One of the very first guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
That changed things
Yes.
for the world.
That's crazy. I have one question. Who might this thing piss off? And can you please verify that you are not suicidal, James Martinez?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite, actually. I think what was the other question?
Who might this
Who's going to
piss
piss
off?
off?
I don't think it's going to piss off anybody now.
Really?
Beautiful.
No, because
That's good to hear.
The people,
Things have changed.
The big money and the deciders, a lot of them aren't going to be alive to see the effects of it anyway, even if they say, yeah, let's all do it now. They're all older people. They're at the peak of their careers. They want to do the right thing now.
Wow.
Most of them, everybody's involved with it, hands-on, are completely committed and spent a good portion of their life working on this.
Yeah.
Because if the public does their research on this, this was not embraced. Discovery, innovation, and trying new things, those type of people are not embraced at all. I've interviewed loads.
You don't have to tell me this. I'm very much aware.
Yeah, but I don't know if they know though. We have all these problems, and people say, "Well, I got this solution. I got this solution," and people don't even seem to realize that you don't hear about that. That's not encouraged.
It's not.
It's not encouraged.
No.
Hey, Mike,
What's pushed is the status quo. Yeah, Todd.
Can I make a suggestion?
Please.
After we post this interview on Decentralized TV, maybe go back to that original video and also place it right next to it, like just kind of as a combo, so people don't
that's
have
a good
to
idea.
search all the way back, because I would love to go back and watch that now after this discussion.
Let's do that. And also, we will add a search function to the site so people can find, because we have so many episodes now.
Yes.
Todd and I have been doing this show 2.5 years or three years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
That's how long it's been since we spoke with you. By the way.
Yeah. A long time. I wasn't sure for exactly. What was it? A year?
Yeah.
2 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right. So, but there's also technology that exists today that is, what are they called? Like thermoelectric couplers or whatever, that just directly convert heat to power. But those are very expensive for how much power they produce. And you have to buy a massive number of them. And so the upfront cost gets huge. So, steam turbines are very cheap, relatively speaking, but then they consume water.
Yes.
The water's, gone unless you recondense it, which is possible, but that's another layer. And then you also have the issue of steam building pressure. So if you have a clog in the system, shit explodes, which is not good for consumers, right?
Right.
So all of these, I would imagine, have to be like engineering questions.
This is going to have to go through all the committees, the technical standards committees, which is one of those groups is called Insights. I know because I deal with another tech on those committees. And that includes all the safety, what the standards are going to be in that industry. This is a totally new area. Because I've talked to other people in other committees, and I said, well, how long does it take to do standardization for the U.S. and multiple other countries? So when manufacturing starts and coming out, what are these standards going to be? So that part of it, they haven't even got started with that part, because I know what's going on with it. they're still coming out with a product. It's now going to be accelerated a lot quicker. It's going to come out a lot quicker now.
Well, that's good because I've been asking to buy one of these since we talked last time.
No, remember, I already invited you many times to this location.
I know, but I want to run a unit here. So make me customer number one. I'll pay for it. We would love to demo the thing right here on the show. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But talk to people about the fuel. So, the fuel, I mean, this is a mass to energy conversion process that's natural. It's part of physics.
Yeah.
But it's not hot fusion, obviously.
No. This is the nuclear energy that's got no nuke in it, as my colleague says.
Right.
Because if it did, it would never have made it this far.
But it's converting. Is it heavy water or is it deuterium?
Heavy water.
Heavy water
and
into excess heat.
Yes, through one catalyst rod, which is like the key to the whole thing.
Right. And it's a very slow reaction.
Yes. Now, the engineering marvel that I spoke about the last time was being able to switch it on, switch it off, turn it up and turn it down. Because if you can't do that, you have nothing.
Of course.
So
we can't turn it off.
That milestone was made a while ago. It was kept very secret. It's what basically allowed more investment to come in because they said, okay, now we can see that we have a chance here. So that was one of the big milestones that happened.
But the other technical milestone, there's also a multiplier effect of the input energy. And I believe that ratio last time we spoke was like 2.7 or something.
Yeah. Yes. Now, here's the other critical thing that needs to happen. When you're going to be mass producing anything, you're going to have rods that are reproducible and perfectly work each time.
Those rods are very mysterious.
It's the whole thing.
The structure, the fissures, the alloys, and there's all kinds of exotic elements.
So there was it was difficult to manufacture them in a quick way.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's all being done in-house in their own environment now. And they're using AI as a way to accelerate mimicking the amount of heat that's coming out per rod. And then obviously when they get that down, which I think they have now, they'll bundle the rods. And then once they're bundled, then they'll be put into bigger units. But right now, one of the things that's happening is they bought a heating unit. I don't think I should mention the name of the company. They bought a heating unit and they were donated a heating unit, the one that would be in your house. And they're doing the retrofit of the tech to go into, kind of fasten into the existing heating unit. And that would be tucked into the heating unit so that when somebody buys it, it would already be in the unit itself. So they're doing all the logistics of putting the two technologies together. They have, when I went to the big opening that they had, it was this kind of open house for all the shareholders and everybody was there. And it's a huge facility now. And there's a lot of people involved now. And it's exciting to see because this is pure hard work, U.S. innovation. A lot of people have sacrificed to get it to this position. And it's something to be proud of for this country. There are good things that are happening. And these guys have always wanted to make sure that people know that, because the thing is this is the big part, which I always want to bring, because I know it's going to come out. I want the people that are making this or making these decisions to be doing it for the right reasons. I'm not interested in putting this tech into weapons. And those discussions have already been going on.
It's not even very good for weapons, by the way. It's just
I don't think
too slow.
Yeah.
But wasn't it Winston Churchill who said that the Americans always do the right thing after first trying every other alternative? It sounds like this story, because there were a lot of wasted years of no investors and
it's very difficult, very, very difficult. I've talked to thousands since 1989 to present, and it's talking today about it is a lot easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
Because now they can do their own research and filter through everything and see what's exactly going on. But getting somebody to go from into a non-scarcity consciousness is you have to make an effort to get somebody even to see that way, because they don't realize what this is going to do. This will legitimize cryptocurrencies and other things that are already, because those people came to me many years ago.
I mean, because of the proof of work aspect, it'll generate energy.
Yes.
That can be used for that.
Oh.
Okay, but and Todd, I'd love your input on this. What Todd and I want from you is to tell us when there's something that we can set on the desk and we can run it and it'll generate heat. You know what I mean? How far away is that?
Okay,
the idea.
They had a big meeting at the Google headquarters or on their grounds a couple of years ago, and they had a unit running there. I think I might have mentioned that to you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Photographs
Yeah.
of it. No press was there. Nobody showed
Really?
up. Nobody knew anything that was going on. There were a lot of the top science
But it
guys
was
were all there.
demonstrated there.
Yeah, I told them, you need to show somebody something. You need to, it's not, because when you go and look at it, you're not going to go, wow.
It's not glowing.
No.
You know, it's just
It doesn't do anything.
Just sitting there. Yeah,
That's right. It doesn't dazzle on that level.
It doesn't.
So I asked them to have a device that would show some movement or show something on it, doing something, so they could see it. And they did have that. Robert Gaddis made it specifically for this event.
Yeah,
I asked
it's gonna like turn a wheel.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was doing.
Yeah.
And because I said investors need to see something. If they go just look at a unit, that doesn't tell them anything. It doesn't give them any information.
You can't see heat.
No.
You know, right.
Right. So they did that. And it was not the people that understood what was going on and watching it, they got it, but the press there was none. We invited press. It was during COVID. That's part of the problem.
Part of the problem, yeah.
Yeah, so guys came in, there were press people that bypassed all that, and then they still weren't allowed in because people they couldn't get there. So that did happen.
Yeah, but I'm talking about units available outside the company where
You'll be the first to know.
Okay, well, I want to be the first to buy a unit.
You'll be the first to buy one if you want.
Okay, that's
I'll
what
arrange it.
I want to be the first to buy a unit, because we're going to have robots here on the show, right, Todd? We're going to have robots walking around. I want cold fusion devices here.
Yeah.
We're going to have drones flying around delivering smoothies. You know, like and EV batteries. I'm bringing in an old used EV battery. We're going to see if we can hack that thing out there as a home storage system. We are trying to demonstrate revolutionary technology for the audience.
Yep. Well, you'll see it. I mean, what's going on now is like a miracle. And I could have given you all the updates via email or text, but I felt the need to come here in person to thank you in person, because that event changed things for the country.
Yeah, don't put it in emails, because you put targets on our backs. Yeah, so just this is better.
It changed everything. I didn't know about it till later. They told me.
Okay.
And I said, really? Because I've done hundreds of interviews.
So it's going to come out as a hybrid boiler, let's say, right?
And a different something else that will generate electricity. I don't know, because the plans were the boiler.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it goes, no, you do that fine, but here's a bunch of money. Give us electricity now. That's what the investment people want.
But in order to generate the level of electricity, for example, Jensen Huang of NVIDIA just said, you probably saw this, Todd, he just said, we need 1,000 times more electricity than we have in the entire world to run AI. I mean, that's what he implied, to run compute. Okay.
Yep.
Well, some of these data centers are 1 gigawatt of continuous. Now, to produce 1 gigawatt of output from cold fusion requires some scale.
A lot of scale.
Massive scale.
We're nowhere near that yet.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the energy density output of a gas turbine.
No. In fact, my feeling is it's not going to aim in that direction.
Okay.
Initially. I could be wrong. I don't think so. In fact,
starting small makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly probably what's going to do, baby steps, of course. But the thing is these plans that these people have to do all this stuff, talked to lots of science and technical people. It's not going to work for a long time.
What's not going to work?
To power all these data centers and what they want to do, it's not going to work.
You mean the grid approach?
Yeah.
And
I don't think it's going to work.
Oh yeah, the grid's stressed already.
Yeah. The people that have made these plans, and maybe it's because of the plans themselves that aren't harmonious with everybody, as you understand. That's why it's not going to work.
Well, I reported last year, Todd, I know you remember this. I said last year, you're not going to be able to buy the transformers that you need for these.
Yeah.
And like nobody paid any attention. And then, last week I see in, Bloomberg or New York Times, oh, they don't have enough transformers. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Right.
Like we knew this last year.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I'm going to build this endless list of data centers without transformers, because how are you going to, you got to lower the voltage of the transmission lines.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like I'm living in a world of crazy people sometimes. Like they don't put things together. You can't just wave a magic wand and have a data center.
No. So it's a lot of effort. I spoke to investor last week, and his entire business is dealing with real estate people for land to put in data centers, and then the process of putting in the data center. And these real estate people are meeting with the data center people and the technological people that want all that. They're all having these meetings, and it's just a totally different language between all of them. And they don't have any practical understanding of what it's going to take. And it's just a mess. He told me the whole thing, that how much of a total disaster all those people coming together to do this, because it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, Todd, your thoughts on this focus here?
All I ask, James, is that
you want one too? I have to give.
You're reading his mind.
I'm not high maintenance.
Okay.
I just want your marketing materials to say, as launched on Decentralized TV. And then Mike and I to each get a participation trophy. That's all. That's all.
Just want a participation trophy.
Yeah.
That's
question.
And we'll pay for the unit. I mean, we're not asking for anything free.
Exactly.
But Todd, don't you think that right now with this extreme demand for power and the war in the Middle East that has, it's a stranglehold on the world's energy infrastructure.
100%. And
if there's never been a better time to look at alternatives.
No. And James, if scalable decentralized energy became real, how dramatically would that disrupt centralized power structures, do you think?
Very little at the beginning. Very little. I think that has been highly exaggerated.
Really?
About that suddenly if this were to come out, it's just going to collapse everything. That's not going to happen at all.
I don't see collapse, but just kind of, I thought like a reconfiguration.
Yeah, it'll be a reconfiguration, but it's a necessary reconfiguration, and it should have been this way a long time ago. And the discussions about the reconfiguration, I know when they started and who started them, the quote, energy conversation. If people ever want to get real research about the energy conversation, about what we've been talking about specifically, that started a long time ago in DC. There's a book written called The Energy Conversation by Nora Maccabee, and you can get it on Amazon. And those are the people that came to me when they knew I was talking about LENR and took me to DC and took me into DITRA and took me to meet everybody that was doing that type of thing. And then they told me the real background of people that have been trying to bring in tech like this and others to pull back the curtain, because I know we got everything. I know what we've got, and all that stuff should be coming out. And that's just the way it should be. But there should be some preparation, obviously, and discussions about how that would be done by everybody, not just political people, because they're useless to me.
Well, James, this is a national security issue as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
LENR should be priority number one. Trump is prioritizing military budgets,
yes,
data centers, bringing in investors from the Arab nations or wherever to build plants. Okay, he's prioritizing a lot of things. This should be number one as far as I'm concerned, because if you aren't energy independent in a way that, even the military equipment is going electric.
Yeah.
You because of battery technology breakthroughs, you're going to have eventually you're going to have electric tanks. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You're going to have electric military aircraft.
Yes.
Not joking.
Yep.
This is coming.
Yep.
This technology is what could sit on a military base and recharge all the batteries for all the equipment and keep
Correct.
everything going remotely.
Yes. That's been discussed many times.
And now there's a whole industry of small modular reactors, SMRs. I think, like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, I think they've got like SMRs, but that's stalled because there's still nuclear rods that have to be installed on site that some, terrorists could come steal and make a dirty bomb out of. And that's not the case with LENR.
No, there's none of that danger involved.
Right.
At all.
It's not uranium rods in it.
No. People can look at that website and they're very open about what it is, how it works, and what they're actually doing. They've never hidden at all. In fact, they've made it a point to be very public about what they're doing and how they're doing it. And they have been tested so many times. It's like they're past all that now.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But you know how Trump is obsessed with obtaining the uranium material from Iran right now because that material is so dangerous.
Yeah.
But this LENR doesn't use anything from that world of fission nuclear energy creation. That is not what this is.
No, not at all. There's no nuke in the nuclear reaction at all.
Right.
So it is safe. That's key. And also that because of the suppression of all these technologies, because, America and our government did not help on this.
Why? Of course they didn't.
But most people don't realize that they think that our government would be, they'd have a vested interest in new technologies and new things to do things better. But that's just not true.
Right.
Not true at all.
We know that.
I was incredibly disappointed at the very beginning that so many people went out of their way to destroy people's careers and shove everything down and not even allow the discussion to even happen. I was there witnessing it, and I was going what?
No, but that's been the history of science.
Yes.
Crushing the outside opinions.
Yes, very much. Very much.
Crushing innovation.
Yeah.
We should be living in the future by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much has been suppressed.
The real interesting things are gonna come about when you have a working unit, and
I got a spot for it right here.
Yes, we have a working unit on your desk, next to your desk, and what is the amount that you should be paying?
Well, that could be calculated as a discount from the benefit, right?
Sure.
So we know kilowatt hours, how much those cost. So if the unit is, I imagine the company would end up leasing units to people for something like 1/3 of the power cost that they typically currently pay.
Yeah, and now these conversations weren't just theoretical. Now they're actually happening. We need to get ready for this.
How about a nickel per kilowatt hour? How about that?
Yeah, something.
A nickel.
A nickel.
Yeah. That makes your electricity costs cheaper than China's electricity costs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I can pay a nickel per kilowatt hour, and if we can do that at scale nationwide, then we can be competitive in the AI space. We can be competitive in compute because of the electricity requirement at the data centers. Now we can compete with China.
Yes.
But this energy technology is the critical underpinning of that.
Yeah, and it's this technology specifically, when it does come out, it will trigger all the others to come out, because this one has been the most open in front of everybody for such a long time. And when I originally met with people in DC, I said, the people that are doing this, they're making an alliance with nature. They're working with nature now.
Right.
We're doing a partnership with nature.
I see that too.
And that's the most important part, because all the lecturing that we've heard from the World Economic Forum and all these other people saying, you're doing this, and we got too many people, and you're in their way, and da-da-da-da-da. And we're polluting everything. Well, really? Okay. Well, then why don't you endorse these things and put money into them? Right. You've had all this stuff the entire time.
Of course.
I mean, you know this, and a lot of people know this. So the lecturing, I got tired of listening to the lecturing by all these guys.
I don't know how you endured it.
Yeah, what they're talking about, because people have missed the point. I mean, I think today people are much more aware now, finally, of all the hidden side of stuff that's going on. So that gives us a chance.
There's another point here, and Todd, please chime in. Feel free to interrupt whenever, but
Sure.
people don't want nuclear power plants in their backyard, right? NIMBY, because of a lot of exaggeration of what happened with 3 Mile Island back in the 1970s, which wasn't even a big thing, actually, technically. And also nuclear power plants take 15 years to build, typically.
Cost a lot more.
From Westinghouse, and they have massive cost overruns, and it takes 5 years to get the permits, et cetera, et cetera. Trump says we're going to build nuclear power plants. Great. In the year 2040,
Yeah.
maybe one of them will start working.
Yeah,
But-
maybe some of us will still be around by then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But by that time, the whole AI race is done and over. We already lost it. So your tech, well, I mean, I don't, the tech you're talking about, I understand involves hundreds of people and scientists and engineers.
Yeah.
This is something that you want in your garage, you want in your neighborhood, you want in your school, in your hospital, your military base, everywhere, because it's safe, it's distributed,
Yep.
you can handle it.
Yep.
It's not going to irradiate you, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to have a uranium rod special truck roll in with men in suits,
Right.
alien suits, and none of that stuff.
No.
You can just have it in your shed.
Yes. This is the possibilities now are going to be endless in terms of what can be accomplished now. Finally, because this is one of the good things about all this bad stuff that's happening on the side, war and all this. It forces new ideas, new things to come to the surface, new solutions to things, and new changes in perception.
Yes.
That are necessary now. So this is one of the big ones that now is going to be, this baby is going to be born.
Now, Todd has solar panels on his house, and those were blown off by one of the storms there in Florida, right?
They weren't blown off. They actually, the roof, the shingles,
blew
everything
off.
but the panels blew off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Todd, you have a food forest, so you're already into food independence. You're already, gold and silver. You understand off-grid money. What would it
Crypto,
mean to you to have off-grid power generation for your home?
It would be amazing. I'm just trying to envision where it would go in my home and what would it replace? Would it replace my water heater? Where
Yes.
would you envision it going?
Yes.
Okay.
That too.
Yeah, that's what it would do. And it's not, it's about as high as that globe right there, the size of it, because I saw the model of it and the retrofit that would go in there. So it would fit. It's not going to be some gigantic, it'll fit on the I It'll fit right in front of you.
But it would produce hot water and then also electricity as a byproduct.
Yeah, and
Hey,
how
James?
that will be done, I don't know now because the whole thing's changed.
So you would have a battery storage system, Todd, and this thing would produce, let's say, just say 1 kilowatt. Okay. If it produced 1 kilowatt just 24/7, but of course you might use more than that during your waking hours, with your hair dryer or whatever, right? But it would run all night and it would recharge those batteries. So it doesn't have to produce peak power. It only has to produce steady power.
Yeah,
That's right.
Combined with
Steady
batteries.
state, yes. Yeah, exactly.
I have a marketing suggestion. So, I mean, if the idea is to get Trump behind this, what you need to do is just make it his idea. You need to come up with a prototype that's gold and tell him, Donald, it's called cold gold fusion. And the gold is dedicated to you. It's gold fusion, Donald.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you think I'm crazy.
Well, I met with people already in the administration privately, and they knew exactly what it was. But again, it was, that's good, but we have something better and we're going this way. And I said, it's okay.
What do they have better?
He told me this whole other thing that it was going to do, and it's going to come out from satellites, and they're going to put energy in it, and a whole totally different thing.
Okay.
And it was interesting to me because there's still people within that whole world of government and military industrial complex. They make final decisions about what's going to come out for you to use. And I can't stand that because I think the public should have a stake in what comes out.
Yeah, but you can bypass all those people
Yeah.
Right.
by just releasing it
Yes.
to the public.
Right.
You don't
Exactly.
need government approval.
Which is why I've
Yeah.
been here in the first place talking
Yeah.
about this, because
I
I
mean,
know it's going to happen.
Just our audience alone could buy 1 million units of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to wait on the bureaucrats, man.
No. But I have to deal with them for so long that I just can't believe how things work.
James, I keep envisioning you going into these meetings in Washington and it just being Charlie Brown's secretary in the background. Wah, 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 wah. God bless you. You need an award.
There's no regulation or law opposing this technology right now.
No.
Right?
But there's
So-
competition. There's definitely competition.
Well, but
People are
what's
like, well, we're
stopping
going to
you?
do this over here. And I'm sitting out telling this guy who's a very white hat, wants to fix things type of guy. And he said, well, we're going to do this and this, and I wouldn't put all your money in this basket. And he's telling me all this. I said, look, any of our options, we should do in all of them. Not just
Especially
these
if
over
you have
here.
unlimited funding.
Yes.
Try multiple routes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
That's what we should be doing. But some people don't think that way. They don't think that way at all.
But
and
it
these
also
people in
seems-
key positions, that like, I could go and do a rant for 20 minutes on key people with big names and big things next to their names, and it's just a complete, total disappointment when you interface with them.
All right, so here's the thing. So let's take the United Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
or Iran. What they know is that their oil fields and gas fields in Qatar eventually run out.
Yes.
They know that.
Yeah.
In fact, the oil fields in Iran or in Saudi right now are slow moving oil fields. They used to be fast. The oil used to squirt out of the ground. Not anymore, right? They have to inject seawater and everything. They have to frack their wells to get anything out. That's going to end.
Yep.
What you have, what Brillouin has, never ends
Right.
because it's the laws of physics.
Correct.
It never ends. And how much heavy water is there on the planet? Oh, I don't know. All the ocean's full,
Yes. Exactly.
you know?
Yep.
So you're never going to run out of energy with your system. Whoever commercializes it and just starts to offer it is going to be the next Middle East in terms of just printing wealth from energy.
I had a
you know?
conversation with somebody that could come in and plop down 200 million like it's nothing, because it is nothing. It's relatively small for this person in terms of kind of. And we had this conversation. He says, "Well, James, if you had this, what would you do with that? How would you? What do you need? And what would be if you had unlimited? What would you do? Because when you're at that position." It's not about the money anymore. It's not about the tech, but it is about the people that are making it and then utilizing it when it comes out. And those are the people that I'm interested in talking to, that have their head on straight and have thought this thing through. Because once you do have this and you're going to put it out, there's going to be major changes in attitude and cognitive thinking, because now you're not in this scarcity thing anymore. And now that changes a lot, because if you're not in a scarcity consciousness, conflict, that's not
True.
You don't need that
You don't need to
anymore.
fight over the oil in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also,
exactly.
Also, if I were Brillouin, I would sell to the state of Texas a water desalination plant that runs on LENR, right?
Yes.
Desalination, right? You stick them on all the coastline, freaking everywhere around the world.
You are psychic.
I'm psychic.
Yeah, because you not only have you pivoted this whole thing for everybody, but big Texas money is already at the door for real big Texas money.
They should be.
And people have flown out, and that whole conversation is going on right now.
Okay. So if you can produce energy at very low cost, then everything becomes abundant. You leave the scarcity economy, like you just said. Now you can have fresh water from desalination.
Yes.
Now you can have farming, unlimited farming.
Thank you. Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Unlimited transportation. The GDP of every nation throughout history is almost a perfect match, a correlation match with energy production.
Yes.
Right? So if you double or you 10x your energy, your GDP goes 10x.
Yes.
And then the government should be happy because they've got 10 times the tax revenue coming in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So like everybody wins.
gets to win, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is what I've been trying to tell people for a
everybody
very
wins.
long time.
Hey, James, just
ahead,
to
Todd.
interrupt here. That last 60 seconds, Mike, is their infomercial. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Todd.
So how much water will one of these take? I mean, is it a lot or a little?
No,
or?
it's not a lot because I've seen the size of the unit, so it's not very much. But now, because of the situation, there's going to be a possible redo of the design and how they're going to do this. Because those discussions I've not been in the room for yet.
You can recapture and recondense the steam. Once the steam blows through the turbine,
yeah,
then you can just you can just recondense it and you can recapture like 80 to 90% of the water.
Yeah. That is going to be a great engineering discussion. That
ask me, I'm good at this stuff. Yeah.
No, you're already involved. You're already involved.
I can solve this problem. I can solve water condensation.
Yeah.
But to answer your question though, Todd, the amount of actual the consumption of water would be completely made up for by the fact that you could run like well pumps at a fraction of the cost and desalination plants. And don't forget, water condensation units that pull it out of the air, but need a lot of power. So you could just condense water out of the air to be in the system to convert to steam. So you don't even have to have a water input, technically.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
except maybe in the desert.
Personally thinking about those of us live in these darned HOAs where they don't allow you to, dig a well.
Well, in Florida, you have so much water in the air, you just power a water condenser, just going to pull water out of the air, and that's all the water you would need.
Point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And because part of why I asked that question about the water is, with our interview with Hakeem, we talked about the water that is going to be needed by all of these data centers, and that ultimately it's going to impact our aquifers. And
yes.
And is water going to be something that is, the
water wars.
Yeah.
But energy changes the whole thing. Energy solves the water wars if you have affordable, low-cost, clean energy.
Yeah,
and that's what this is. It solves the water problem globally.
Yeah, you think that more countries I spoke to 4 governments in Africa about it.
Yeah.
Trying to get other investment capital from different areas, and they haven't quite figured it out yet. They don't even know. I went to South Africa. I spoke to people there about it. France, I've spoken to people about it. The Nordic countries, they're probably the first up. I've said, as soon as you have it, we're buying. They're ready to go. I think it's Norway, actually, there, because their engineers went over there a while ago.
Yeah.
So the what's happening is a second chance for everybody to do the right thing with this.
Yeah.
So that's what the company wants. That's what their investors want. Now the final piece of investment, it's not whether they can attract the money people because they're there. It's the person. Because once this person shows up and they put in this certain amount of money, they want the right partner. They really want the right people involved, because it's no longer a money issue. It's going to be the right people, because they're still filling out Series D, and then there may be even more going on as this thing accelerates.
Can I vote for Bill Gates? I think he's he's got the right.
Well, you know what he did? He went to UT and he tried to buy all the patents for everything, all for himself. This was like years ago.
Bill Gates did?
Yeah, he went to Texas.
Seriously?
Yeah, this happened.
I am psychic. Oh my God.
Yeah, you are psychic. Yeah, you are psychic. It was
that's
UT,
crazy.
and I forgot the scientist's name. Really great guy. He came in and told me that Bill Gates wanted everything. And
why wouldn't you?
Said,
Yeah.
And they said, no, we're not going to give you everything. But I'm glad that they turned him down. Because I remember when it happened.
It is critical that the people that control this technology have pro-human ethics. That's critical.
Yeah, they
Yep.
do.
And-
They do. They don't. I told them, because be engineers, don't get in the political thing, right? Just pull out the product and do it. And then out of the other part, and your PR team or how you deal with the public, they get separate people for that. And then, because that needs to be done early,
Right.
And to prepare people for what this is going to do. This is why I talk about it in the first place.
This tech will turn deserts into food crop production areas
Right.
if you just harness it correctly.
Yes.
And it's all about energy management in the economy. But remember, food is just it's a representation of hydrocarbons that are reformed through photosynthesis. That's what food crops are today.
Yeah.
You don't actually need the hydrocarbons except for the fertilizer, but there's even microbiology in the soil that can free up the N2 molecules in the atmosphere. They can make nitrogen available to the plants, but that's a separate story. What you mentioned earlier, though, reminds me of you going around the world trying to convince them that this is such a big deal. It's like if the Wright brothers existed today and they're going around the world saying, we can build machines that can fly through the air. And all these other countries are like, that's impossible. That's stupid. Nobody thinks machines can fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they can.
Yeah. No, it's been a long haul, a very long haul.
Right.
It's an important lesson for people to understand that never underestimate the power of disinformation and lies. It's a big business. And when the Pons and Fleischmann first discovered this, I remember the exact moment I heard it on the radio, and I knew right then that these guys' careers were over and they're going to have a lot of problems because in '89, when it was on the cover of Time and it was all over the world that they had solved this crisis and that a lot of people lost money. A big, huge amount. Contractors lost $800 million in a deal when that happened, and it pissed off everybody. And
they came after them hard.
Yeah. And some people were killed over this. When it first came out, I remember the whole thing very clearly.
Yep.
And even when they were doing the third-party validation stuff at SRI International and other labs, that was a big deal for them to come out and say there was excess heat and all that, because then now the conversation could begin to change.
Yeah.
So
there was also excess helium production as a byproduct of the cold fusion. And I remember this, no one could explain the helium.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But you only get that if a reaction is taking place.
Yes. Yeah.
So the physicists and the chemists, and this is something that spans both those departments.
Yes.
Right?
It does.
The chemists are trying to figure out, is this chemistry? No. And the physicists are like, well, it can't be physics because it would
that
go
went
boom.
on for so many years. And I wish Mike McCubre, who was one of the pioneers in this, he passed away last year. He's on their website. He could have seen and been around for this big change that's happened now. Because for your house, when you have this in your house, now it's a different situation. I mean, there was one time I was. This is an interesting thing to hear from somebody when I was mentioning to a woman about what this tech was. I was on an airplane with her, and what are you doing? And I explained, there's this tech. And then she looked at me and she goes, that means I can spend more time with my kids. Wow.
Right.
And I heard that, and I'm like, okay. And that opens up a totally different, because I have more time, cost is less, et cetera, et cetera. And when I heard that, I think, good. Because people should be thinking in terms of these possibilities of how it's going to change things, and conflicts can be reduced.
Well, right. But one of the things, and I know, Todd, and I love your reaction to this. See, I know that there's a certain faction of globalists that are pushing depopulation of humans.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And part of that is because there's going to be a lot of job replacement due to AI emergence, and also then AI embodiment of robots to take over labor a few years down the road. Mm-hmm. The thing about low-cost energy is that it makes populations grow.
Correct.
Right. So there's one faction that doesn't want this to come out because if food is cheap, families will expand dramatically.
Yes.
Population growth is...
And they'll do it themselves.
Yeah, that's right. They'll do it themselves.
Yes.
Because not only does the mom have time to play with her kids, she has time to go sleep with the husband and make more kids.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And those kids can be fed affordably if the food is cheap.
Yes.
Because of so that faction of the globalists doesn't want food to be cheap.
But at the same time, they need their data centers and they need the energy.
Yes, right.
So
Yes.
yeah, you understand, right?
I totally understand. They're like, how can we?
Another marketing opportunity. This is the anti-dink technology. Double income, no kids. You're welcome, James. Hey, James, where could people actually go online to be able to check this out? I mean, do you have a
they can
website
go to the energy, Brillouin Energy. I think that's behind me.
Yeah, there it is. Brillouin, Brillouin.
Yeah, Brillouin Energy.
Energy.
Yes, and it's they say what they're doing there. They say it's very, very open. They say what
.com?
they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, .com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
great.
the hardest name to spell.
Yeah, everybody gets it wrong.
Company,
but,
But yeah, they've been very open about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why all these years during the Biden administration, you would think that the sort of green, save the planet people
didn't
would be
happen at
all
all.
over this tech.
No. Most people don't even know. I mean, when I talked to the CEO about it, he goes, you told me all the if people didn't hear you, they wouldn't even know we exist.
Wow.
That's what he told me. I'm
This
like,
is the
how is that
ultimate
possible?
green tech.
Yeah. Like, where are all those guys? First of all,
Yeah.
I talked to some of them, but there's supposed to be way more. They didn't find me. They didn't approach these people. They didn't do that. That whole green tech movement, people, they're nowhere to be found.
And do you remember how we met? My memory is that I was talking about this tech,
Yes.
and you heard
Yes.
one of my podcasts. This was many years ago.
Yeah.
Before we ever did an interview. But you were shocked that I was talking about it.
Yeah, that you actually got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
Right.
That's because a lot of people don't do their homework long enough to get to that point. Because if you're a science person, you do your own due diligence or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing you, and what? Wow, he actually knows. Because this subject went on InfoWars. The CEO actually did an interview for InfoWars when it was up.
Oh, really?
A long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look up CEO Berlin Energy InfoWars, it's there.
Huh. That was pretty daring at that time.
Very daring.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't anybody that was really figuring out what these guys were doing.
Uh-huh.
And it did go out on there. It took me a long time to arrange that. And some people were like, oh, don't do that. And then there was like, and then they came out and said, do it. See what happens. Nothing happened. Nothing really happened. People were not understanding.
People don't grasp the tech.
No. And I've used many methods to make people understand. Go watch the movie The Saint. Go check this out.
love that
go
movie,
look at it. But now, today, there's been literature. It's been in magazines. There's even artwork that's coming out from engineers. There are artists that are putting that out. Museums are considering sculpture pieces about this.
Oh, really?
There's a whole thing going on behind the scenes having to do with this.
Well, Todd, have you ever heard other people talking about cold fusion or low energy nuclear reactions in your other conversations?
Never, ever. I mean, nobody's considering decentralized energy.
See, that's the key to everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It really
Right.
is. Because think about this, right? So I've said for robotics, I want a weed pulling robot. Okay, it's my number one robot dream. I want a weed pulling robot so I can grow food without having to pull weeds. But I need to charge that robot. I need energy. I need decentralized energy to charge my off-grid robot with off-grid energy.
Yeah.
Also, I might have security drones flying around, whatever. I probably am running computers with AI GPUs. They're very power hungry. I need a lot of energy to do this.
Yep.
The grid controls it. If they cut me off from the grid, what if they cut you off like they cut you off from Facebook? Like, oh, we don't like your politics. No electricity for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why I was asking about, can centralized systems survive if decentralized energy becomes widespread?
The amount of evolution mentally, because it's mental mostly.
Yeah.
I found because I've already people in cryptocurrency. People are coming to me now because now they're starting to see this is going to come out. The conversations are completely changing now. but it's
Interesting.
It takes a while for people to for it to click. You're unusual, so
Well, you don't have to tell me that.
it's pretty obvious.
I've always
James,
existed,
one last
outside
question.
the boundaries of
Yeah.
what's normal.
One last question.
Yeah.
Last question. Just because I hate the thought of anybody cutting me off, like deplatforming me or anything like that.
That's right.
Do you, instead of leasing this, is there going to be the option to be able to buy it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking leasing would make it accessible to a lot
More
of people.
widespread, absolutely.
Yeah, because it might be expensive up front. Who knows?
Right, exactly.
I don't think it's going to be that expensive.
No?
I think it'll be about the cost of a mid-size car.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
I think in our first
40,000,
interview, you-
50,000?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in our first interview you'd mentioned even 20 if memory serves, but I have a crappy memory, so let's call it 40. That's reasonable.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
robots are going to cost about that.
Yes.
And people are going to buy robots like crazy. Why? Because it's going to do the dishes.
Yes.
It's going to get things done. Would I spend $50,000 to have 2 kilowatts generated 24/7? Absolutely. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
it'll
me?
pay for itself. Yes.
How many times can I write that check?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we want, and then I'll get an EV helicopter. We'll charge the helicopter and fly around.
Now we're
Get like a
talking.
little farm drone.
Is it
Yes.
going to be? Is one of the robots going to have to pat you down before you get on the helicopter?
Yeah, right. I'll
Wearing,
have like a
wearing a
TSA
blue
robot.
shirt,
Right.
It'll kick you in the balls before you have to take off your shoes.
scan you with radiation just to make sure you're not packing.
No, but
Yeah.
this is actual abundance. This is actual wealth. Is kilowatt hours.
Right.
I've even said in the future we're going to have batteries that we have in our pocket, and the currency will be kilowatt hours. And anything that creates kilowatt hours is
psychic.
printing money.
So you are psychic because that's that whole thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have a PDF of all that conversation.
Really?
Yes. There was. I was going over that about 3 years ago in Colorado, and the plans were sent to Elon Musk pilot
Oh,
about exactly what you're talking about.
Elon Musk is just right down the road here, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows what's
his
going on there.
Whole facility is not that far.
Really? I don't
But
know.
see, to me, energy is money. Currency is counterfeit money. Energy is real money. Gold and silver have store of value, but you can't use them to power a motor or a pump water, whatever.
Yep.
Energy is the ultimate universal
Yes.
money.
I
So
think
an
that's
energy
great.
token.
Energy token.
An energy token would be created, and I went over that with some serious people many years ago. It was a little premature, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because what you just said, it's on the plate. It's on the possibility plate.
I could see in the future, you go to the store, you pay in kilowatt hours.
I love that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because everybody will need them to power their life, their refrigerator,
Yep.
their EV, their robot, their AI, their air conditioner, everything. That's the currency.
That's what we foresaw and thought that it would ultimately turn into that because it would change contract and contract law on what that means when agreements are signed, ratios of energy. How would you rate that? That conversation, that one specifically, that's where I'm at. That's where I want to get to and be in the room for when that is happening. Because I had the conversation with somebody else last week, and they turned me on to somebody that has about 6 patents and would understand exactly what you're talking about, has the capability of doing it, the whole thing.
And it ends central banks. It ends counterfeiting currency. It ends government debt spending.
Yes.
And it empowers everybody to participate in a just economy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. I have
And
to say.
because energy has built-in scarcity,
Yes.
it takes effort to harvest it, to produce it. It takes investment, even if it's just a solar panel. It takes something to produce it.
Correct.
So it has a built-in scarcity, but it has a built-in practicality. And when people use the kilowatt hours, they are destroying the currency that exists, which is a good thing because that reinforces the scarcity.
Yep.
So you're not going to end up with inflation because people are using the currency to power their freaking motors.
That's it.
I mean, it's the perfect financial ecosystem. Todd, does that make sense?
I love it. It's just going to make those who are really into carbon credits sad, though, Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what you just mentioned is where I wanted it to go, and why I got involved a long time ago, because I knew it would interrupt everything and create this new thing that you're talking about in the financial world, and it would take the grips off of everything and put us in a much smarter place where everybody can still win.
Well, you know, like there's this company called Donut Lab that claims to have this solid state battery that is quite remarkable. I think it's 400 watt hours per kilogram of energy density. But also there's a Chinese company I mentioned, Goshen, that has 261 watt hours per kilogram in a sodium ion format. That and they're invested by Volkswagen. That's all legit. The Donut Lab, not everybody believes them. But I think this is just the beginning. You go 2 orders of magnitude more, you're going to end up with like 40,000 watt hours per kilogram. You know, probably within 10 years is my guess. So you can walk around with a battery in your pocket that can like drive your car 1,000 miles.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
that's coming. And then
Yes.
if I roll up to one of your low energy nuclear reaction stations, I plug in my pocket
There you go.
kilowatt wallet,
Yep.
right?
Protector.
Right? my kilowatt hours wallet, excuse me. You plug that in, charge that sucker up, right? And that's currency. I mean, it's just it's
No, that's
self-evident.
the way it should roll.
Yeah.
Now, that makes sense to you and I.
Yeah.
But when you go talk to economists and to actually organize all of that stuff from people that you think would understand it, no, that's not the case.
You just need Mike to be your CVO, your chief visionary officer, to go explain it to everybody. That's
No,
all.
the gentleman actually introduced me to you in Colorado. His name is Todd. He's the one who initially told me about you because I didn't know about you.
Really?
And yeah, because I remember hearing you speaking about this tech, and then I called up and I said, "Who is this guy?" And he goes, "Oh, you don't know this guy? This is the food guy. This is the food guy."
I'm like, what's food got to do with power, right?
No, I was what? And then I heard the story, the back story, and then okay, this is okay. I got it. Good guy. So
And one reason I love the technology that you are advocating for here is because of food, because it allows people to grow their own food in a decentralized manner.
Yes.
Because when you have energy, then you have all these other systems.
Yes.
You know, irrigation of water pumps, robots for pulling weeds, like I said earlier, but also refrigeration for food storage. And so, in my vision of a perfect world, we don't go into a giant big box store to buy fresh produce. We grow it, but we grow it using tech,
Absolutely.
off-grid
Absolutely.
tech. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's more nutritious.
I've talked to. I live half the year in France, and the way they produce food over there, it's very serious.
Oh,
They
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
farming and everything very seriously.
Their food's way better than our food.
Yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely is. And I've mentioned this to people in the farming world over there, and they're all lift up like, really, because they take that that's a personal part of their culture.
Yes.
Farming and food. It's
Oh, yeah.
very, very serious business there.
Sure.
And so they would jump at this to be able to do that. And because it's the farmers there in France that have the biggest problem with the government. They're the people that protest first in that country.
That's right.
Because they're out in the streets, and I see it when I'm driving around out there, that their food and the growers that make the whole culture possible and the way they've lived, they're the ones that are fighting hardest for
And
their
energy scarcity hits them the hardest
Oh yeah.
because of the diesel costs,
Yes.
farming and transportation, et cetera. We are interviewing, Todd, I don't know if you know this, but we've booked a company that's going to come on our show in a couple of weeks. They are a company out of Europe, but they have distributors in the U.S. They make all electric skid steers for farming and ranch use, like like Bobcats,
Yeah.
or compact track loaders,
Yep.
all electric. And see, I'm big into all electric vehicles because we can charge them with solar panels, right? But we could just replace solar charging with LENR charging.
Yes.
One day, whenever that's available. So what I want to do is show people, encourage people to build a homestead around electric vehicles like a side-by-side, a UTV, ATV, electric small tractors are coming. There's pilots of those.
Yeah.
And I'm not coming at this from a green, like save the planet point of view. I'm coming at it as this is what gives you freedom. You can produce your own power.
Yes.
And you don't have to depend on the gas station down the road or the Middle East functioning because it never freaking functions correctly.
Right.
They're always blowing each other up.
Right. Yeah. Now, this is the ultimate power move for the individual to run their own life and begin their own freedom from the food standpoint and sustenance and the creation of the most important parts, which is the family. So to feed itself, to grow for itself, it's the base.
Yes.
So I'm all for that, 100%.
This tech can give humans our lives back
Yes, it could.
from
Yep.
the system that just pummels everybody 24/7 to barely get ahead.
Right.
Yeah,
I see a new red hat in our future, Mike.
What's that?
Instead of, MAGA,
Yeah.
it's going to be MMBGA. Making babies great again. This is the technology to do that.
Get your life back with LENR.
You got it.
Yeah.
Gives you the time to reproduce.
MMBGA, baby.
Okay, well, that's definitely a valid angle. But look, I want to be respectful of your time, and we've probably gone over. I've lost track because I'm so excited to have you here and talk about this. But what do you want to leave our audience with on this discussion here?
I would say if the most important part to me is the last serious investment is about to come through the door. And when it comes to the door, that will be it. And then everything, they're going to shut their doors, get to work, and then deliver a product. The next investment that comes in is going to kind of determine the course. Because there's people right now I know that 100, 200 million, that's fine. But they're going to do their due diligence like all big investment does. I think that more important than the money, because that's the easy part, is the people. The people.
Yeah.
That make these decisions and see how it comes out and how they're going to deal with the commercial world. The attitude, the commitment level, all that stuff's got to be key. And they're looking for outstanding people like that can hold the line and do vision like that. The things that you've discussed that's the type of investment mind that they seek to move forward. That's what I would say, because this is a second chance for everybody. Mm-hmm. And this will change the world the way the computer changed the world. Mm-hmm. And it will change the structure of contract law. It will change the structure of money. It will change the structure on how we grow food. Just as
food and farming, absolutely.
Food and farming will be forever
Transportation
changed.
will be impacted dramatically.
Yes, it will take time, as with all new innovation. It's slow when it comes out, and then it gets better and better all the time.
That's true.
So I would say this is something great that American innovation has done. I know everybody involved, and they've worked extremely hard to get to this point. And there's something good happening in the U.S. that a lot of people just don't know about. But this is one of the most positive things.
Well, I'm really good at applying technology. So when you have it, and when we're able to buy a unit, we will work, Todd and I will brainstorm how to apply it to our scenarios of homesteading, growing food forests, powering EVs, whatever. We will apply this tech in ways that will be really amazing to people.
Yeah. Yep.
In fact, I had a former Google engineer tell me yesterday, he's like, Mike, you do things with AI that even Google people can't figure out. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, Just trying to solve problems here. I'm not keeping track or comparing. I need these book covers translated into Spanish, you know, like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Nobody told me it was hard. I just did it,
Yes,
you know?
yes. Yep.
Like, don't tell me it's hard. I don't need to know that shit.
Mike, your answer.
I want to, like, how can I use your technology to grow more food?
Yeah.
We will figure it out.
Yeah. That's good.
Mike, your answer in the future when someone said, how do you do that? You should just say, really well.
Well, you've changed the future. You made it possible. This venue that you have here. And
Oh,
coming
this
here.
venue.
Yeah. When I came on here with you, you created this. It changed things. So.
Well, aren't we always, we're like sending out ripples in the pond of the cosmos, and we're trying to, all of us are trying to make the world a better place from what
always
we
been
do.
my plan.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's worth doing.
Yep.
You know what, James? And I'm serious here. If that initial interview had such an impact, you might want to consider embedding this interview on an investor website or your primary website or whatever, because we've covered so much territory on what the future holds for this technology. Feel free.
Oh, I intend to. I didn't realize last time I just let it flow.
Yeah.
But this one will go out. Okay.
Or have investors, if they want to talk to Todd and I about what we think this tech can do,
Yeah.
we're happy to share those ideas.
Great.
My only ask is, again, I want to be at the front of the line to buy a unit. That's all I'm
I have
asking.
my commitment to you on that level. I'll see it through. Don't worry.
I will write the check. You need 50K? You got it. Just get a unit. Let's play with it.
All right.
It doesn't even have to be perfect.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
I will do that for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, and it's because we want to demonstrate it.
Yes.
We want to demonstrate it for people. So whenever that time is right,
Yep.
we want to demonstrate. We want to show people how to use this technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got, you see how big this building is, right?
No, I know you've got plenty of space.
This is actually, and I know the audience can't see this, and Todd, you haven't been here yet. We built this to be a robot testing ground.
Ah, okay. That's why okay.
Yeah.
That's why you have all that space there.
We're going to build out we have a kitchen set over here. We're going to have robots doing smoothies.
Good.
Right.
For the guests.
Well, I mean,
Would you like any
as a
drinks
demo,
before you go on?
And we're going to stand back once we give it a knife, make sure it doesn't go full Skynet on us.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to get Chinese robot companies to sell us robots. Mm-hmm. And so far, they've been a little too nervous to sell us the robot because they're afraid of our testing.
Ah.
Yeah, because it's an uncontrolled environment. Now,
Sure.
we're not here to mock robots, for sure. We're not going to kick them down, We're trying to see what they can do.
The food guy is going to test the food, and then he's going to test the robots.
We're going to test the robots making the food. That's the whole thing. We want a robot that can make a smoothie.
Yeah.
But that requires slicing avocados and things.
Yes.
So far, we don't have any Chinese robot company that is open to us buying their robots to do these things. But it's also because they're not ready for those tasks.
Yep.
So you can buy a dancing robot.
Yes.
I don't need a dancing robot.
Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
Needs it functional.
I need a smoothie making robot.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the story.
Good. Great.
But we could set up your experiment over. We could have a boiler. We could have,
Fantastic.
heat, a turbine. We could produce steam in the building. We don't care. We could. You see that door? There's a big roll-up door. We can drive forklifts in here.
Oh, great.
So we can offload heavy equipment and bring it in on forklifts.
Great.
So however big it is, it doesn't matter. It's
Great.
fine.
Duly noted. I will let them know.
All right. All right. So James, what should people, is there anything else you want to recommend of websites or resources that people should?
Coldfusionnow.org. I think there's a long history of the science on there if that website's still up. But now there's been documentaries, loads of things about this if you put it in YouTube. And a lot of scientists in other parts of the world, other companies are developing this. In Japan, there's another company in Japan that's doing it. This is the arrival time, a great moment in history where we're partnering up with nature instead of working against it. So it's a great time.
100% agreed. Well, we'll continue to be your fans and advocates here as like a third-party voice. I want this technology for humanity because it's clean, it's safe, it's decentralized, it's empowering.
Yep, you got it.
I mean, it's all those things. What's not to like? Hey, Todd, What would you like to put on the end cap here for this conversation?
Just the suggestion that before Donald gets it, I think you should get goldfusion.org. Just go secure that sucker. And then make it his idea.
Okay.
No, this has been fantastic. But I do have to say something, Mike. You know me, I prep like crazy for these interviews. And James Martinez, you have such a backstory, and you were involved in so many different things and topics and subject matter.
I try and keep them separate, because I've stayed with this thing and don't jump into other areas.
Yeah,
there are other areas
fusion.
that they say, well, don't conclude that at the same time.
Yeah. But LENR technology, man, it took up an entire episode. But I'm telling you, based upon my notes here, we can have about 5 more of these conversations.
Isn't
You've
that
been
the
great.
truth?
Great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, James, for being here. Please just hang out, have a seat on the couch, enjoy our superfoods.
Perfect.
Todd and I are going to continue for just a few more minutes here.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to give you a tour of our mass spec laboratory.
Oh, good. Thanks.
How about that? You ready to see that?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. All right. So there you go, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the after party here on Decentralized TV. Join the official discussion channel for this show on Telegram at t.me/decentralizedtv, where you can ask questions or offer suggestions of who we should interview next. Also be sure to subscribe to the email newsletter on decentralized.tv, where you'll be alerted about 1 day in advance of each new upcoming episode, before it gets published. On Decentralized.tv, you'll also find links to our video channels and social media channels across all platforms, including Brighteon, Rumble, BitChute, Twitter, Truth Social, and more. Check it all out at Decentralized.tv. All right, welcome back, folks, to the after party here. We're going to make this shorter than usual because our guest, James, he's here in person. I'm going to give him a tour of the lab that we have here, see if we can blow his mind with some of the mass spec equipment. But Todd, what do you think? Wasn't that a great conversation?
It was a great conversation. I'm just sitting here thinking, not every day I witness, all the world's problems being solved in less than an hour. Mike, I have to tell you, the right and left side of your brain and wherever else you put a brain is just beyond compare. I mean, the way you connect the dots and your vision and everything, and how many times James said, you're microdamus. I mean, that we're already working on that. Yeah, that's part of the plan. It's just amazing.
Well, you're very kind, Todd. But look, I just feel like we're simply trying to solve practical problems.
Sure,
that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I just happen to not be bound by other people's existing systems. In fact, right. I despise the conventional systems, as you can tell. I mean, that's what this whole show is about, is we're going to break the boundaries, and we're going to teach people things and demonstrate things that are not part of the establishment.
Well, and it's like, I love the fact, they used to say when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen, right? And the same goes, I believe, with you. And I'm not trying to, go overboard on this, Mike, but I just want to let you know, today I got a delivery from Amazon of Pennzoil, 18 quarts.
Oh, you got your motor oil.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I got my 3 filters and everything. So now I am set up, Mike, for the next 3 oil changes because you see the future. And you know what? I have been sounding the alarm with the rest of my family to do the same. And it's what you and this show is all about. It's like we're trying to give people a peek into the future and allow them to be able to be a different kind of prepper than most people are used to, right?
Yeah.
This is just really prepping for abundance, not out of fear.
I like that term, prepping for abundance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I just hope people continue to listen. I think, based upon all of the consultations that I do on a weekly basis, I hear it on the front line about how this show is impacting people's lives for the better. And today just really, really stirred my soul because this is what it's all about. And I love the fact that I now am a little smarter on LENR technology and gold fusion.
Isn't it cool to be one of the hosts on this show? Because we get to talk to some of the most interesting people in the world. We actually get advanced notice of these amazing emerging technologies. I mean, that alone is such a wonderful reason to be doing this show. And then we get to share it with everybody.
Yeah. And you know, because I am not Mike Adams, I can't do this all off the top of my head. I actually have to do a lot of research prior, but I enjoy the heck out of that because I'm doing my research to prepare for the questions. I'm learning about these amazing people, you know, and that's why I was saying that James has so many buckets that we could explore, whether it's, you know, intelligence operations, MK Ultra. It's just, man, what a gift our guests are, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to be clear here too. See, I did a podcast on how to bypass the Strait of Hormuz personally. We don't have to wait for Trump to solve a problem or for the UN to solve a problem or whoever. You know how you bypass the Strait of Hormuz right now? You buy a solar system and you build an off-grid system with breakthrough battery technology.
Right.
And again, I just covered this brand new sodium ion tech that's going to be available maybe late this year. Okay. And then as the technology becomes available, talk about LENR, we don't know the timeline. You know, even today, James can't tell us a timeline of when these units are going to come out. I had hoped they would come out 3 years ago, but, you know, they didn't. But we'll be ready when they do.
That's right.
So we'll just swap out the solar panels, not even swap them out.
Or
just
maybe
add
power.
Add in the LENR, you know? Just have more energy.
Yep.
And we have to be prepared for abundance to arrive.
And maybe that more energy translates into that walk around card that you're going to have to be able to ultimately pay for, you know, groceries.
Yeah. And think about the fact that, you know, if you buy an EV, you drive an EV, and then you come home, you just plug it in at home.
Right.
It charges slowly, but it charges continuously. It charges all night.
That's right.
So if you're generating energy from a LENR device in whatever configuration that is, then you're fueling up for free, and you never have to go visit a gas station.
Yeah, and I love the fact I can envision it in my garage because I know right where my water heater is. If it's just going to replace that, you know, guess what? That's pretty conveniently by my car. You know, if I had an EV, that would be just plug and play.
And unlike solar, and I'm not down on solar. I mean, I'm an advocate of solar, but obviously solar only works when the sun is shining. LENR works
24/7.
24/7. You know, as long as the laws of physics are functioning, LENR is working. So that means on rainy days, that means in the winter, that means, you know, nighttime, etc. All these other energy sources, yeah, they're great, but the wind turbines only work when the wind's blowing. Right. And they freeze up if it gets too cold. You know, solar panels can get destroyed by hail. Hydropower, you know, needs rainfall to fill the dams to have the hydropower. On and on and on, right? Nuclear power, you have to deal with dangerous uranium rods and, you know, the handling and then the burial of the byproduct. Every form of energy has a downside except LENR. There's no downside.
Except goldfusion.org. That's not really a site anymore.
Oh, you're funny.
Just trying to be funny.
So, but anyway, even if it takes 10 years for this to come out, in the meantime, you don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait to experience some abundance in your own life. You can start right now with a solar system. It can be small, just something that, you know, charge power tools with it or something. You know, just start small. Just
absolutely
prove that you can do it.
Absolutely.
It's not even very expensive at that scale. And then you can scale it up.
You're right. Nope. It's great time to be alive, Mike. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it is. And also, finally, one more comment. We don't have to be trapped in a world of depending on governments to solve our problems because they won't. They will not solve our problem. if your entire focus is, well, I'm going to vote for this guy next time around, he's going to solve our, no, he's not.
They never do.
That's not going to happen.
Lock her up. Right.
You need to focus on what you can do outside that system.
That's right.
To improve your life right now.
Yep.
End of story.
End of story.
And along those lines,
yes, sir.
I can think of something that you have that you should probably mention that can help people, keep more of what they earn. So there's a couple of plugs here, folks, and we're going to wrap up the show. But Todd, go ahead with yours. You're effectively one of the sponsors of the show with this service. So go ahead and explain it.
Yes. I invite people to go to my575e.com and learn about a strategy, an entity that will lawfully allow you to keep way more of what you earn, protect your assets, decrease your personal liability. And the people who might want to consider this are if you are an American tax-paying citizen. If you're a green card holder, that's cool too. If you're a W-2 earner, 1099 earner, if you operate an LLC, if you own property, if you trade in crypto, if you stack gold and silver and would like to protect your capital gains, you really want to learn about the unincorporated nonprofit association that we offer. If you have children, and you'd like to leave them with way more without death, taxes, and just all of that goes with it. I just invite you to go to the website, click Let's Go on the landing page, in your name and email address, and that'll give you access to the next level, which is just a 90-minute interview of the subject matter expert in the country, Dennis Gray. I interview him, and then there is a wonderful PDF that talks about the 32 positive attributes of operating this lawful entity. Mike,
Todd,
yes, go ahead.
There's something else. There's on our website, books.brightlearn.ai, there is now a full-length audiobook about the 575E.
That's awesome.
And I just heard from a person who said they were going on a drive, they wanted to download an audiobook, and they popped that up, and that was the first book they saw. They downloaded, started listening. They're like, oh my God, how did I not know about this? The
Exactly.
audiobook taught them about this, and they were amazed.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool that even exists right now, Mike.
Yeah.
So thank you. Well, when Nelson Rockefeller coined the phrase own nothing, control everything, he was talking about entities like these, except this one, and it's very important that it's a California established unincorporated nonprofit association. That's why a lot of, people doing research on the UNAs and everything and their Lord and Savior ChatGPT or elsewhere, even Mike, your large language model doesn't quite get it all right, and so people tell me about that stuff. And I'm like, well, if you book a private consultation with me, which I make it very easy through the site, we can talk about your operating reality and I can let you know how these really work. Right? Because I have Dennis's 40 years of experience, my 7.5 years of experience. By the way, we've helped way over 600 people acquire these since we began talking about it on our show, Mike. And that has resulted in a private Telegram group of now 550 people. And man, I'd say 99% of them came through our show, Mike. So
that's awesome.
If you're listening to Mike Adams, if you're watching DTV, you're not a dumb person. You think differently than my number, 98% of the rest of the population. And those are the people who are in the group. Just a lot of like-minded individuals rooting for each other. So I invite you to just learn more, and I'd be happy to chat with you if that makes sense to you.
Okay, that's perfect. Very valuable information for all of you watching to check out if you haven't done it already. And then from my side of the show, we just want to make you aware of healthrangerstore.com, where we have, of course, laboratory tested, nearly all certified organic foods, superfoods, long-term storable foods, and nutritional supplements and personal care products for your good health. Plus, we have a sponsor, satellite phone store, SAT123.com, that does have smaller scale solar generators right now, solar panels, battery storage systems to run off grid. as well as, of course, satellite phones and Faraday bags, dark bags, to protect your electronics from EMP and solar flares and things like that. So check them out at sat123.com. And then finally, you can catch all the other episodes of Decentralized TV at the website, decentralized.tv. And believe me, there are episodes there that you don't want to miss. Some amazing episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Watch them all. You'll love them. So
yeah, and I can't wait, Mike, for the search functionality to be built into it. I know you're working on that. And just because there have been so many wonderful guests, I've had a lot of people just say, you know, I can't find that interview with Jim Gale or whatever. I'm like, well, scroll down. It was the 4th interview. You know what I mean? And
yeah, we've got some really cool stuff coming for the website.
Beautiful.
Some other features as well. Yeah.
But thank you, viewers, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, because you make it happen, and we're just really grateful for you and all of the guests. James Martinez, I know you're sitting over there somewhere near Mike. You were awesome. Great. Love you, and really grateful that you have invested so much of your personal resource on this technology that can really, really cure the world of so many ills.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Well, I'm going to give James a lab tour. So
beautiful.
I'm going to say bye for now. But Todd, another amazing episode. Had a great time. You enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll get together next week for a couple more amazing interviews.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
All right.
And thank you all for watching. This is Mike Adams and Todd Pittner here for Decentralized.tv. Take care. Bye.
Stock up on the long-term storable Ranger Bucket Set. 536 servings of clean organic superfoods for your survival pantry. Certified organic and lab tested for purity. Order now at healthrangerstore.com.